Hey guys, this review is going to be something a little different. This is a product that I haven't been able to use before because they typically weren't available in North America, but BlackBoxMyCar.com was kind enough to send this to me for review. So essentially, these are security lights that go together with your dash cameras. So they're only intended to work while your car is off and parked and while it's dark outside. So when it's really dark, say you're parked in a parking lot and there's not enough street lights, sometimes your dash camera won't pick up another car hitting you in the parking lot. So it has a G sensor built in where it'll flash a bright light, and that way it should light up the license plate of the car in case they try to flee. So here you can see this is the main unit. Those are 8 LEDs with some bright chrome reflectors to help focus the light. On the back we got a couple settings. We got the shock level, night level, and the emergency mode, which will make it flash even when your car is on. So the only way to connect it is with the included hardwiring kit, because it's supposed to only work while your car is off. So it has to connect to an ACC and battery fuse. The second cable is to connect this rear light, and this doesn't have any controls on the back. Both of them do have some LED indicators on the front bottom, so you can see if they're working or not when you shut your car off. So the settings are a little confusing at first, but when you push one of the buttons, it'll flash the LED indicating what level it's set at. So the G sensor has 1 to 5, 5 being the most sensitive, so a lighter impact will set it off if you put it all the way to 5. So you do sort of have to push the button quickly to actually change the setting. If you wait too long between button presses, it'll think that you already chose what you wanted. And then you just release it and it'll blink a few more times and eventually save the setting. So the light setting is a little less obvious, but an easy way to think about it is the more blinks, the darker it's got to be for it to set off. So when I had it at a lower setting, it was pretty bright out, and I even set it off just closing my trunk. So more than likely you're going to want it at least 3 or higher. And then we got the emergency button. So now I'm going to demonstrate how it works in my car. I had a big issue with my front windshield because my windshield is such a low slant that it actually flashes the light far too high, and you'll see that in a second after I turn off my car. So I'll tap the light and it'll go off. So there you can see it's shining almost completely towards the ceiling. And this is because it's a set angle. Now it's made to be flush against the window, because if it's not, then the light's going to reflect in your window and your camera's going to see the huge reflection, which will make the picture bad. So if your window is really slanted like mine, or a really low angle like mine, it's not going to be a whole lot of use. Now my rear window does fare quite a bit better, because my rear window is more of a 40-degree angle, or at least closer to something where the angle of the Celot light isn't going to be completely pointing up, but it still points too high up for my liking. So what I decided to try to do was make some wedges fit the top of the lights and see if that could angle it lower. And these are just some furniture wedges I got on Amazon for a few dollars. They're pretty dense foam, so they're sturdy, and I used some 3M adhesives to stick them on. So there you can see it lowers the angle a little bit. But, like I said before, these are designed to be flush against the window, and now they're not going to be. So it's going to pick up a lot of reflection in my camera now. But what I did is just use a really sharp knife and measured how big the opening was. And I cut an opening big enough for the LED to shine through. So here you can see they're both ready to be reinstalled, and this is just for testing purposes. I wouldn't really want this hack of a job permanently in my car. So this time I'm going to actually be recording from the outside, and then I'm going to hit the windshield to set it off. And you'll see that MSR case is sitting on that box, and originally it didn't really light that up at all, so it does help a little bit, but now it's reflecting the windshield also. So it does actually light up for a good 10 seconds or so, but here you can see even the rear one is still shining up. Now I did have one other issue. The rear one on my rear window was a lot more directly in the sun, and after a really hot day, the back plate actually fell off. The back plate of it is actually just plastic and glued on, because both of them are actually using the same body, but the rear one obviously doesn't have the buttons, and they just cover up the back where the buttons would be with a glued on piece of plastic. So when it got really hot, the glue melted and it fell off, and then it even warped and bent, and I can't get it back on very well. The rear one even has a hole for where the power would go in, even though there isn't a power cord for it. So one disappointment is I feel like this product is a little cheap, or at least cheaply made, and it's still a really great idea. I think it would be very awesome if it would work for my car, and I would still recommend it for people that want something like this for when their car is parked at night in public, but I would only recommend it for people with a lot more steeper windshields, like maybe trucks or vans, because they're going to have a lot better performance with the light, because it's going to shine more towards the car's license plate as opposed to up towards the sky or ceiling like in my car. So even though it doesn't work as well in my car, I think it's cool, and there aren't really many products like this. I think there might be one other company that makes something like this, or maybe it was the same company that I saw last year. But I hope this actually paves the way for more products just like this that will be tailored towards people with cars like my Civic or Priuses or sports cars that have really low angled windows. But anyways, I would like to thank Blackbox My Car again for sending this out for review. And any of my viewers that are interested in buying this or other products, you can actually get $10 off any purchase of $80 or more. And that is actually 80 Canadian dollars because this is a company based in Canada. But check down below for a link and the coupon code. I believe this actually goes for about $80, so this might actually qualify. But if you like this video or my other videos, I'd appreciate if you hit like and subscribe. Drive safe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.